Thank you. Thank you, UDM. How much? UDM, and make some noise. Viva UDM, viva! Amanda! Thank you.
Hi, Magasnig has been nobody has start. Sibangapi. I got us in Tanus in Galo. As in Tanus down, I'm going to start.
I can sit in the abong. According to my arm, go summon the tender in the abong. Siabongba, who take a starter was clearly UTM. Umbu Tongo Siam Matota. Huh? I can sit your song about it. I went to the about cons, no we are cons, it's fine, must be cool. No we are cons and about cons, it's okay. Ontiaboka, Papa, Ontipa, Bisa, so much. Ontibeka, Tawani, the Pakeme, Ontiaboka, Papa, Ontipa, Bisa, oh, you damn, Ontibeka, Tawani, nihleli. Ake sithi njengebhadi libhadula. Sithi awugqiba ndihambe ngoku. Ake siphakame sonke Nkosi yami. Akusekho nomama ozawuthatha le bhadi ayigcine namadoda. Ngapho mama bazolanda nathi ibhadi yomfana madoda. Awunyuse bhuti, awunyuse. Ayibo! Njengephathi, hey njengephathi, liphathula. Ayibo! Iyafona. Oh, hiti. Ayibo! Njengephathi, njengephathi. Awushaye izandla Nkosi yami. Iyafona. Oh, hiti. Oh, hinganiwe. Hinganiwe. Eyami inhliziyo. Hinganiwe, hinganiwe. Ayiphakame le flag, ayiphakame yethu. Ayaphe le flag. Ayibo. Oh, saphalala, saphalala sabinyembezi. Ayiphakame le flag man. Takuqinqa. Oh. Awusayisa. Come on now. Hey. Mama Nkosi yami. Ay. Sho. Abasithi FIFA UDM FIFA. Amanda.
Oyezwakala ngalapho baba 100. Okay Sam, all right.
Izibane zayo zilayitile, ihazard zi-on.
Angizwa
Ngelixesha ke mntu wayesayemotweni yakhe. Sizawukwamkela ngoku on our.
Yeah baba sibola kwi radio manje.
Ubethusile Mtinga.
Sharp sharp. Doni?
Tennis coaching.
Ndlela. Okay.
Phansi ngamasela phansi. FIFA General Bantu holomisa FIFA.
Yes baba.
United Democratic Movement Organization FIFA. FIFA United Democratic Movement Youth Vanguard FIFA. Amandla.
Manje manje benzela ukuthi
Away,
just in case
two.
kangukuthi mhlawumbe ugesi uyatripha futhi i-decam izobe uline uzokwazi ukuthi uphushile ukuzanye i-crossing. Kodwa bese uzokwenza ama-cutaways lapha. Okudala baba. Ubabazi ukuthi methi mhlawumbe ubona enye ikhamera izobe kuyi-decam kodwa i-mic izobe kuyiyona le. Oh, so come on. Okay. So in that, so the space. Yeah. Okay, baba. Ngicela ukuthatha le makade sikuthumile ku camera 2 isiza nge-decam baba. Ngizokuthumela na kwi-decam. Siyasondela sengizobe ngicela ukuxhuma lo line ade siqhume ku-camera 2 kwi-decam siwutheste quickly. I-decam is right next to camera 2 baba. Oh, okay baba. Shooting i-mic iseqhuma channel 2 kodwa i-camera izosebenza ile decam baba. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Get the young bumper. Okay, man. Manje, here's the thing. La, kumele kuxhunywe le camera ngoba le ayihambi ndawo le. Indawo yakhona le. Le iyona Okay. Come on. Baba. Baba kabos. What time is the crossing? Now.
that UDM, because of his leadership, has what it takes to lead this metro. Mr. Boban, let's first talk about UDM in the metro. The UDM in the metro had a specific ward. They lost that ward to the ANC. Is there a plan to get that ward back?
Oh, you can be able to see the UDM the way we have grown right now. And look, we are not only talking about 130, we are talking around 60 wards. You can be able to see that the UDM have grown from 2000. In fact, it was formed in 1997. Nelson Mandela Bay, UDM has grown up until today. UDM is not a party that is going down. UDM is going up. I can assure you, should there be any by-elections in any ward, not only in 130, UDM will take that ward because people love and like the UDM.
Mr. Bobani, originally the UDM was for the coalition with the DA. We then saw the UDM being part and parcel of those that took the DA away, and now has partnered with the same party, the ANC, that they continue to criticize. Is there not perhaps contradiction, irony on your part as the UDM?
Look, this is a coalition government, and there's no winner here. ANC didn't win the elections, the DA didn't win the elections. The electorate, the voters, wanted us to work together, regardless of any party, because the interest of our people is our interest. So service delivery doesn't have ANC, doesn't have UDM. Service delivery must be there because the people, the Nelson Mandela residents, they must actually get their service delivered. Yes, we did work with the DA, but things didn't work out. You can be able to see what they have done. Well, if you're not interested to talk now about any other party, we're campaigning right now. We want the people to vote for the UDM. We're not going to criticize, other parties. We want people to vote for the UDM. That's why you see here thousands of people are here, and the stadium is still going to be filled because a lot of people are actually outside. So the UDM is moving.
Mr. Bobani, also when we speak about the service delivery issues, you are the mayor in this metro, so you are well aware of the issues that people are facing, a backlog in housing, no electricity. What other issues have you identified as the mayor of this metro, and as the UDM, as the mayor, how do you plan to address these issues as you are part of this manifesto this afternoon?
Yes, look, job creation. Job creation is number one. A lot of our people are not working, and we are there as the collective government, not only the UDM, as the collective government, we are there for our people. Look, that is one of the UDM priorities, to make sure that the people are actually getting the job. And in this government, you can be able to see right now, for instance, last year, much that they talk about the SMMEs, we managed to create more than 3,000 jobs. 3,000 jobs only on 21 million that was given to the SMMEs. And also we managed to create more than 900 jobs through the SMMEs. So, job is actually our thing, and this collective government is there to ensure that there's going to be there's actually a lot of job creation. And I can be able to say, through the stats, ever since we actually take over as this collective government, we're far away. We've been rated by Moody's as one of the cities that the investors can come. So the UDM is there, create jobs, clean the city, environmental, health-wise. So the UDM is here to ensure that the residents of South Africa are benefiting for their services.
Well, that was the mayor of the Nelson Mandela Bay, Mr. Bobani, saying that the UDM is the only solution to dealing with the issues of the metro, saying that they had a budget of 21 million, and in that 21 million, they were able to create 3,000 jobs. But there are people to speak into that, and we've got people from young people from the UDM. The party says that in its electoral structures, it's grooming young people to in future take over the party. One of those young people right now is joining me, Mr. Sivile. In the party right now, the UDM, is there room for growth for young leaders to be on the forefront of changing this country?
Of course, yes, there is. As you can see that I'm here, and I am one of those faces of the youth in the UDM, and you can see the Kwankwas, the Mpulus, and you see that there is growth at the second layer leadership in the UDM.
Does the UDM in itself, when you look at it in a nutshell, does the UDM manifesto, its principle, what it stands for, still appeal to the average young person who is now looking as to where do I put my vote, with issues with the ruling party, issues with other opposition parties? When people look now for alternative, do you think that the young people, do you see the UDM as an alternative to vote for?
Exactly. UDM, it is an alternative party, because one of the pillars of the UDM is integrity. And Bantu Olomisa has shown that leaders of UDM should behave in a certain manner that it will be good to the nation. And again, UDM is an alternative party because you can see that all the UDM members are not involved in the corrupt tendencies that are happening in South Africa. And the youth can see that there are young leaders here who are leaders of integrity, and they can look upon those leaders.
As a young person who now has to advocate for the UDM, why would you say that people must vote for you as a young person? What as a young person can I get if I do vote for the UDM?
Young people of South Africa should vote for UDM because UDM will be advocating for a corrupt-free nation, for jobs for young ones, and for free education for all.
Well, that was a young person from the UDM, Mr. Sivile, saying that the UDM is going to advocate for free education from all. But like I said earlier on, it's all promises, but in the end, it's only going to be about who goes to the polls, how many people got the votes, and do they vote for the UDM? Does the manifesto speak to current issues faced by young people, such as unemployment? Does it speak to service delivery issues such as water, sanitation? But it's about people, and our reporter, Jade Polsa, is with people. What's happening in your side of the world, Jade?
People who've traveled very, very far, all the way from Springbok, just to pledge their allegiance to the party, the UDM party. You know that the UDM party has been in existence since 1997, so quite a very long time. And they are saying they're going to support the party till the end. Come 8th of May, they will also be ticking that ballot post. So with me right now, I do have a couple of people. Let's chat to them. Meneer, waar is jy van en hoekom het jy so ver gery, al die pad van Springbok af?
Ik heb zo ver gereden, want ik geloof UDM kan een difference maken. En ik geloof UDM kan ook een difference maken in die crime en in die dwelmsmisbruik en ook die looterij wat nou aangaan in Zuid-Afrika.
En wat wil jy hoor van Bantu Holomisa? Wat is som van die dinge wat jy wil hoor van die manifesto?
Die dingen wat ik wil horen van Holomisa is die way forward. Hoe kan ons Zuid-Afrika omkeren en een beter Zuid-Afrika maken? En hoe kan ons voor Eskom een beter Eskom maken?
Thank you very much. Just punting there, saying that, you know what, he believes that the president of the party, Bantu Holomisa, can give them what they want and also can fix the Eskom crisis, which is quite interesting. Let's move on to this young lady over here. We know that women empowerment is also the key pillars on that manifesto that I'm told. What do you want to see more with regards to women, and how do you believe the UDM can give that?
Ik zou graag wel zien dat tienerzwangerschappen bekend wordt, dat als jong mensen, vooral als jong dames, dat hulle moet weten dat daar is een toekomst voor hulle en dat die nou meer leerbeloftes gaan wees, dat ons glo dat die UDM een verschil zal maken, dat hulle nie net sal sê nie, maar oorgaan na die datas wel. Want ons is al so baie beloftes gemaakt dat ons nie meer weet wat om te glo nie. Maar ons hoop en vertrou dat ons die verskille sal begin sien in ons gemeenskappe, maar dat begin alles by ons leiers. So, as ons leiers die verskil kan maak deur op te staan en die verantwoordelikhede te neem en die pad saam met ons vorentoe kan stap en nie op hulle self gefokus is, want hulle is daar vir gemeenskap en vir hele Suid-Afrika. So as hulle nie net so praat, maar oorgaan na die daad, dan glo ek, die mense sal meer vrymoedig wees om bankvast te staan, om hulle te ondersteun in dit wat hulle doen. Want ons is al moeg van beloftes, want ons dorpies gaan net achteruit. En jy stem, maar waarvoor stem jy? Jy wil nie meer stem nie, want jy word nie genotice nie. En as vrouens, ons is altyd daar, ons staan altyd saam, ons support waar ons kan. Maar kyk nou ons as vrouens, Want as daar dinge gedoen word, is dit die vrouens wat daar is. Ons praat vir ons dogters, ons praat vir ons kinders en ons praat vir die hele Suid-Afrika.
Baie dankie mevrou. I think that's very pertinent. She was just making mention of the fact that teenage pregnancy is so rife in the country and not much is being done with regards to that, but also women empowerment. She also appealed to those in leadership that stop taking and start giving. Those talking heads that make all these promises actually start implementing those promises, implementing those critical issues that we see in our society and give back. So very interesting. I know this young gentleman right over here has a lot to say. Young man, meneer, what have you got to tell us?
Yeah, madam, I've got one thing. I wish UDM can say to us, don't sleep with others with the same blanket. I know and trust them. They've got a solution for South Africa. You see, we are here for them. And then after that, we want to see a program of action because a lot of things have been said. What we are here now for, you want action. Not we talk, they, you see, one action on, you understand?
Thank you very much, sir. I think a lot of people on the ground are sharing that sentiment. They want action. They want people to actually run the baton and actually tell the government that these are the things that need to be done, and they really believe that the UDM is that government. Lerato, a lot of interesting comments coming from the ground there, but what have you got for us?
About the UDM and not speak about his president, Mr. Bantu Holomisa, a forthright principled man, many call him, for his stance on corruption. He was on the forefront of exposing alleged corruption at PIC, and also his party was on the forefront of marching to the Union buildings, which saw the acting of former President Jacob Zuma. But it stands to be reason to see, will that pre-exposing of
Let's get together. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for 8 May? Are you guys ready for 8 May? Let's go reflect.
Better.
After I get it. Oh, I understand.
I'm going to ask but I'm going to start with her for about two, 3 questions, and then to Tata up until they tell us to stop because
Masimkhobeleni izandla bethu, masimkhobeleni izandla, masimkhobeleni izandla. Siyacela comrades, i-marshals kunamantombane alapha ngaphandle kwebala. Siyacela i-marshals sibalande bangene ngaphakathi silungise uqala iprogram yethu ngoku. Ingasinceda ke into yobana zolthoba ezi provinces ezilapha ziqiniseke into yobana bonke aba bantu bebeze nabo babangenisa ngaphakathi kwebala. Nazi indawo zohlala zisekhona phaya aba bangaphansi kwezistands besike sacela ke into yobana baqabele ngaphezulu ukwenzela baxa siqala wonke umuntu abentanganye ngokubona izinto ezesawuzenza namhlanje. Amandla kawethu
okay, sure. Half past 12 here.
Tatu Filtani izanga phambili uzosamkelela abantu sizokwazi uqala iprogram yethu. Kwathiwa phansi ngamasona ndithi phezulu nge-UDM phezulu andinivwa phezulu nge-UDM phezulu. Ayinyo kwi-UDM olu lusuku
yes
into athi okwazi ukuqulathi zajika izinto
This is the day that South Africa has been waiting for all these 22 years. Finally, it has come.
Okay.
Today you have come to get your prescription because the country is sick. And
Okay.
it's only the UDM that will give you the prescription
Okay, sure.
to take
Sure.
them home
Sure.
so that we can have
Okay.
a healthy South Africa. And the people who have made it possible for us to be here today are, amongst others,
Sorry?
Mr. Bantu Holomisa, our president. Let's give him a hand. He's ably assisted by Mr. Ngabayomzi Kwankwa. Maybe he will lift his hand wherever he is. He's busy running around making sure that things go well. In absentia, we would like to welcome our chairperson, Mr. Lavisa, who is not with us in case in absentia, you know, is a Latin term that you are not quite familiar with. He is with us in spirit, but due to certain circumstances, he couldn't make it. Okay. And we do have our SG, Secretary General, the engine of the UDM. He has been with the party for so many years. I can't count them, but he's been a steady force there, like the axis in your house. Mr. Msomi, do you want to wave to the people? Is he around? Closer. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. And he's ably assisted by Mr. Makungwana, Arachte Kapenar. Mr. Makungwana, are you somewhere in the house? And then the lady who takes care of our pests is Mrs. Nontenja. And then Mr. Penyane, like Njege Penyan, Emanzin, he's all over here. I wouldn't even ask him to raise his hand. That is what constitutes the top 8 in the UDM. Our UDM president, Me Mohawa, somewhere she comes from Limpopo, but we would like to be on record as having recognized her as the lady who takes care of the UDM war. That is the ladies' wing. We have got our provincial leaders, Mr. Mkolo, as chairperson for the Eastern Cape, Mr. Jubase, secretary, Lobuchi, Gauteng, Mr. Sololo from Gauteng, Mr. Kumede from KZN, Salomo from Limpopo, Mr. Mpofu from Northwest, Anta from Northwest, Majivolo from Western Cape, and Abeni, Mr. Abeni from Western Cape also. Mayor of Port of Nelson Mandela is most welcome in his own city, but he hasn't had an occasion of this nature, so would like to welcome him. Other members of parliament who are here besides Mr. The gentleman I've mentioned, as Mr. Gala, who is somewhere in the crowd, and Ms. Majeke, who has just been interviewed a few minutes ago. And members of the provincial legislature, the Eastern Cape, Mr. Mtlachi, Mr. Mpulu, Ms. Kuvile, and Mr. Tsengwa. We have with us here, because UDM has risen to a level where what we speak, what we say, gets to be known, to be heard, to be seen throughout the world. So the British High Commissioner is represented here in the name of Messrs. Chris Day. Chris, you want to stand up where you are, right there, to stand so the people can see you and just wave at them? Are you still around? He was there when last I set him. And also Mr. Tlakanipo Nzimande from the British High Commissioner. Those are the delegates and dignitaries who have come to grace as well as to listen to what the UDM has to say today. And this going down like the ANC is about to go down come the 8th of May. This is a sign that when the UDM speaks, it's so powerful that whatever is in front of it goes down. That's why I said, I have got no intention of holding you spellbound to my talk, and I will now get off the stage. But on top of that, before I get off, in a humble way, I want to say to everybody, I know that the chairperson, the secretary, and the chairperson of the province, Eastern Cape, where we are, did welcome you, but we know that since then, over 4,000 people have since made their way into the stadium, and we don't want them to go home. We welcome everybody, dedicate. In closing, a poem acid. And fools who came to scorn remained to pray. So nomtu obeze kubana UDM ayondo. At the end of the day, once the president will have spoken, those people will turn around and they'll pray for a successful election. Come UDM, we've got one goal, and that is to double the number of MPs that we've got and be represented in all the legislatures around the country. Thank you.
Masibulele usihlalo kazwelonke ngamazwi amnandi kangaka okusamkela kule ndawo esikuyo. Besike sacela ke izinkokheli aba bantu balapha ngaphandle kwebala njengebe program sesiyiqalile ngokusimuva nayo kuya phambili bangene ngaphakathi ukwenzela into abana bangevanga ukubaliselwa ekubeni sibathathe sabazisa kule ndawo. Inkokheli ke luxanduva lwazo olo lokuqinisekisa into yobana wonke umuntu obeze kule ndawo ngaphakathi usihlalo wephondo utata umqolo makangena estagini azoqhubeleka nokwamkela abantu.
Provincial Secretary Amandla comrades, I've just come to salute you once more. The National Deputy Chairperson has welcomed everybody here. I can't repeat his words as my senior, but because this is my turf, I have to stand here once more and welcome the National Executive Committee, our president in absentia, the man of steel, the real man. Because as UDM, we pride ourselves with a noble man. In this country, we are short of real men. Yes, there are people who wear trousers, but not men of their words. But here in UDM, we have that caliber of a man. Our president is a unique person. As we grace this stadium today, asizange zokwenza speeches. This speech sizakwenziwa nguPresident Olomisa. We are here to receive such a speech. We are here to receive the orders as the commander of this army, the United Democratic Movement. Safumana instructions, sihambe siyemfazwe. If uthi masiyothatha isipam, we'll go and grab our arms. I know Mayor Walapa uthi this is a peaceful city. I'm not implying that we'll do violence. But the war is facing nayo is the war of the elections. This time around, we'll make our mark. You are all welcomed, ladies and gentlemen. You are all welcomed, comrades. Thank you.
Amandla! Ngoku sizawucela ke isikhokhelo sephondo nephondo size kule ndawo endikuyo ingakumbi osihlalo bamaphondo apho usihlalo ngamnye ezawusinika i-message of support kulo mcimbi esingawo namhlanje. Siza kumnika ke imizuzu emibini usihlalo ngamnye ngokweprogram yam ke ngokweprogram yam usekela sihlalo wempuma koloni ongusodolophu kule ndawo esikuyo ucomrade uBobani makeze ngaphambili azonika imessage of support on behalf of the United Democratic Movement kule province. DJ makasimamkele ngengoma. DJ kaningi nje mhlawumbi ngeli xesha silinde usodolophu masibe samkela iGauteng province sihlalo wakhona osendimbonile eqala kwam eze azosinika imessage of support Gauteng province.
Amandla Amandla Amandla! Viva UDM, viva! Viva UDM, viva! Viva United Democratic Movement, viva! Bantu be United Democratic Movement. Before El Tuba liqhuthwe ndilinikweyo i-Eastern Cape okanye ndiyinikweyo i-platform. Ndicela abantu apha phansi kwe-grandstand okanye apha phansi kwe-stand make sivaleni zonke man ezi ndawo zifanele uba mazihlala abantu masihlaleni kuzo ukwenzela into yoba sibonakala uba i-UDM ikhona namhlanje. Ndiyacela nganisuka apha phansi kwe-stand nganiqabeleni ngaphezulu ngoba sizawungabonakali bi-UDM ikhona kanti nikhona. Kanenza uba namhlanje kubonakala uba ibhayi ibigcwele ngobukho benu. Ndiyacela nganinyamezela ilanga nisuka apha emthunzini nibonakale ilizwe lonke. All right. Silapha sizolontsha into esizawuya ngayo ebantwini. Uphuma kwethu apha singena kona nakona senza uba i-UDM ibonakale ingomnye wombutho engunumber 1 apha eSouth Africa. Iza kwenziwa sithi ke loo nto. Masiyenzeni ke macomrade ukusuka kwethu apha sikwazi uba nathi ke sizibone uba sithi abaphetheyo kweli lizwe. Enkosi.
Masimqhobele izandla sibe sesamkela iKZN on that note. Amandla! Kawethu! Viva United Democratic Movement, viva! KZN masinikela wena mshakazi.
Amandla! Viva UDM, viva! Viva UDM, viva!
Northwest sasikhumuse eqala kwam tata. Sasungena Northwest usinike message of support.
Thank you, Program Director. Viva UDM, viva! Amandla! Tata UDM, tata! Phansi ngamasela phansi! Tata UDM, tata! Wokufitshane maqabane. Umyalezo wami uzaba mfitshane nje. upresident welizwe selibekile ilanga loba siyobeka o-ex bethu funeka silithathe ke elo thuba silisebenzise kuba alikho elinye ithuba elinokwenza uba sithi kula masela siwagundule ezintambeni zombuso ngaphandle basiphume ngobuninzi nanjengoba nenzile namhlanje lo myalezo wami ke endunishiya nawo namhlanje ngomhla wesibhozo kaMeyi masiyeni maqabane siyokukhupha umkhulumente wamasela phansi ngabasela phansi.
Free State Limpopo ngicela basondele phambi apha ecaleni kwami ukuba ngabana usodolophu sakefikile ndingavuya aqabele eqongeni. Western Cape. Western Cape.
Viva UDM, viva! Viva UDM, viva! Molweni maqabane. Sefikile sisuka kwelase Western Cape kwelentlanzi. Siza apha nathi sithi sizothatha umgaqo siseko siyazi into yoba xa singena ebantwini sizawufika sithethe ntoni na. Sizomamela umongameli wethu kwenzele sithi xa sithetha nabantu sithethe sibisizwe elinye. We're coming from the Western Cape and we're coming strong. It is the most fluid province in this country when it comes to political manifestation, as you all know. Pay attention in what is happening in the Western Cape, because what is happening in the Western Cape is going to be happening around the country. The politics of coalition started in the Western Cape. The politics of coalition are dissolving in the Western Cape. So we must have a way forward of thinking about this. We must always be on our guard. We must always know what the UDM stands for. And the UDM stands for the development of the people. We have had our freedom. We have failed to transfer that freedom into a participation for economic development for all of our people. Into ke esizawuphuma siyithethe ebantwini. Abantu bayayazi into yoba urhulumente osiphetheyo wenza ntoni. Asiphumeli ukuyonyelisa mntu. Siphumela ukuyochaza into yoba i-UDM yona ithini esayo isisombululo. Ndiyabulela. Viva UDM, viva!
In the meantime, Maseli United Democratic Movement, Youth Vanguard. Youth Vanguard. Abantu besibaqelela into yobana zibabe khona emakotini zabangqibanayo. Ngeli xesha bezayo, i-marshals, abenkonzo yezokhuselo abalapha ngaphakathi kunye nesipolisa siyacela ukuncediswa. Aba bantu bangaphandle bacelo bangene ngaphakathi. I-leadership yonke ene-responsibility ebihamba naba bantu ibacele bangene ngaphakathi estadium. Umongameli usendleleni ngokuzodeliver ispeech kubo.
Viva UDM Youth Vanguard, viva! Bapha abantu abatsha! Viva Youth Vanguard, viva! Amandla! Amandla! We are here today to charge young people, after the President has spoken, that we should go out and fight for the UDM to be voted for by all South Africans. It is important, as the majority population in South Africa, that we go out and charge other young people and teach them the importance and tell them the importance of voting. That X is important to make sure that our future is settled. La X is important. Indoba sikwazi ukuchincha izinto eMzantsi Afrika. Namhlanje sikule ndawo sikuyo sithethe izinto bezithethwa 25 years ago. Kodwa singalenza utshintsho ngo-2019.
lilo ixesha eli into yoba umntu omtsha athathe indawo yakhe. Wonke umntu omtsha lapho Youth Vanguard funeka ephumile ayothetha nomnye umntu omtsha phaa ngaphandle ukuze i-UDM iphathe. Phatha UDM, phatha! Phatha UDM, phatha!
Amandla! Amandla! From Cape to Cairo, from Morocco to Madagascar, awuyoni Azania, lizwe lethu, siolithatha ngebhazuka, awuyoni Azania, lizwe lethu, siolithatha ngebhazuka. Amandla! Amandla! Viva UDM, viva! Okay. As we're welcoming the comrades who are entering the stadium, as UDM student movement, we are here to say to the students that they must go to their respective institutions of higher learning and encourage other students to vote for UDM. UDM is the only organization that will bring change in South Africa. We've been told many lies in the past 25 years, but nothing has changed in our institutions. Recently, we were lied to by the free education, which we did not get. Now, let us go in numbers and vote for UDM so that the leadership of UDM can make sure that we attain that free education. I am telling all the people who are in this stadium that it is our duty as members of UDM, as members of Youth Vanguard, as members of UDM student movement to go out and reach people for UDM. Thank you.
Mpumalanga is phambili, followed by Limpopo, and I believe it will be the last province before Eastern Cape. Ubanga banuso jolopa keko, dikela umntwana ndikrweke so that sikwazi ukuqhubela phambili.
Amandla! Amandla! Comrades, we are here to gather to take the message from the President to the people whom we leave to our provinces so that they could vote on the 8th of May, vote UDM. I've once said when we were in the Kalaka Estate to the President that we are going to fight corruption in Mpumalanga. We have started to fight that corruption. Please, our leaders, NEC, help us because this corrupt organization, it doesn't implement the court orders of the court. The court issues the court orders, those orders, they are not implemented. Asimeni soke makabane we UDM, spagam sisanda city, pambili nge UDM, pambili! Pambili nge UDM, pambili! Batate akrizu yabafishe jele. Amandla!
Halala UDM, halala! Halala UDM, halala! Halala Limpopo, halala! Thank you, everyone. I'm representing Limpopo. We from Limpopo, we are saying the political party that started in 1997 because of corruption is still here. The corruption today is spread all over. We are the ones who started saying that our political party, which is the ruling party, is speaking corruption. Now we as UDM, we must go in numbers to go and show that we are saying we don't want corruption. Now everybody is following us saying that corruption is not wanted. We in Limpopo, we are all out to fight corruption. We know that everywhere today we are saying corruption is the order of the day. We as UDM, we want to vote UDM in government because we know that UDM does not stand for corruption. Our president is the one and only president who fights corruption. Today they say the Scorpions must come back. UDM is the party which took the government to court in order that Scorpion must be in place. But today, what we have preached long ago, it has been said that Scorpion must come back. Viva UDM, viva!
Halala UDM, halala! Bakhona abafazi! Bakhona abamafazi! Viva abafazi, viva! Wathinta abafazi! We are the mothers of the nation. We are mothers of the nation, and we are proud. We stand here before all the people to say we are the mothers of the nation. We are the creator. We are the one who bear children. So we must stand firm. We are here to say to our comrades, let's stand up. Let's take what our president is going to say and take it to the people, because people are tired. Women are tortured. Women are raped. Women are abused in many ways. But let's stand firm and fight for this country. As mothers, we care for our families. We care for the society. So let's go out and tell them that UDM has come to stay. It will be here, it has been there, it will be here, and it's still going to be there. Viva UDM, viva!
Amandla! Amandla! Andiniva makabane, niteni nilela, Amandla! Viva UDM, viva! Viva bantu bonke Holomisa, viva! Isandixakile lento. Makabane, comrades, President uzawungena in the next minute or so. So ndizawucela ukuthi naku president esiza masiphakame naku mongameli. Viva abantu bonke Holomisa, viva! Amandla! 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 Noyika ntoni na ndingamagwala utheni UDM ingaculi namhlanje mayicule UDM savele sithi zamfemfemfe zamfomfomfo sihlamba ngezi zamfemfemfe zamfomfomfo sihlamba ngezi hlamba ngeza hlamba ngezi hlamba ngezi.
Sabagatan, Wotikoa, Tikohami, Ongishi, Yelanina, Oh, yellow, Asa. Saka. Oh, yolo. Was. Again, the Sugume love. Oh, yolo. Oh, to come here. Lilizela. Wayelenga. Couldn't see. Ipambandweni. Wayelenga. Couldn't see. Was. What yellow. Somebody scream!
Well, it is jubilation at the Wilson Stadium. The president of UDM, Bandolo Misa, has arrived to a standing ovation, people expecting to hear what he has to say out of his manifesto. It's all about the manifesto now. With a few minutes before he speaks, key things that people are hoping he addressed in the manifesto are issues of corruption, issues of education, issues of women empowerment, and also issues of youth unemployment. A key figure in the manifesto will be the way or the role they're going to play. There's been a national talk of gender-based violence, and there's also now calls for political parties to be on the forefront of fighting gender-based violence. Joining me now is Mama Jeken. When it gets to women empowerment and gender-based violence, what role is the UDM going to play in addressing gender-based violence in the country?
Thank you, Legato. Thank you, South Africa. As the United Democratic Movement, in our manifesto to address gender violence, we make sure that it becomes a criminal offense.
Well, that was a lady from the Women's Desk, Ms. Majek. And now, as we go towards the speech, I think it's only right that we speak to a political analyst, Mr. Ongama Mtimka. Throughout the week, you and I have been talking about this manifesto leading up to it. Key things that he has to speak about is education. They have got their stance on education. Students are calling for free education. They are focusing on a skills-based education. Can you think that's a key target to focus on for this manifesto?
So I think this election, it's up for the taking. We are facing a political situation in which the dominant party system is declining. So I think the electorate is very much open for alternative voices and alternative political parties. All that he needs to do, in my view, is to focus on key touching points in the economy. Focus, for example, around how he enables or unlocks industrial capability in the country, how he unlocks the agricultural sector, how he, and note that I focus on the how in terms of sector interventions, because we know what needs to be done. We know that our economy needs to become more focused on beneficiating primary industries, even as those industries grow, like the mining sector, for example. We also know that even in agriculture, we need a lot more linkages, especially opening up the value chain for rural communities to play a role. So there's very few focus areas. And then other than the economy, young people and an inclusive economy, especially for young people, I think also South Africans are very much open to hear a message that reaffirms this common citizenship that we emerged in 1994 buying into. And I think the warmongering rhetoric is a little bit tiring. You want people that affirm even the values that galvanized South Africans to fight for liberation around a South Africa that is commonly shared among its people.
He's a man that's been principled and forefront in fighting corruption. We saw the PIC and IEC as well. When it gets down to the votes, we're talking about people that, like you're saying, are looking for solutions at grassroots level, looking for soul issues like we spoke earlier in the week. Do you think that the national campaign of fighting corruption, will that trickle down to votes, especially looking at the fact that throughout from 1999 until now, they've had a really slow growth in terms of votes?
So it's not necessarily the focus and the mention of the word corruption. For me, that should be at the core of the electoral message of the UDM. But the how, in terms of how it builds a state with integrity. And I think if you look at the personal history of Bantu Olomisa himself, he's been a corruption-busting person, from the Transkei all the way to the post-democratic government in parliament. So he's got that. It's he's somebody that can be believed. But we need something more focus on the how to build a capable state that is free from corruption.
All right, we're going to head to a head break right now as we prepare for the president to address the people here in Nelson Mandela Metro. Let's take a break for now.
Yezwa imitandazo yetu ngose sekelela tina lusakolwayo murena boloka sechabasa eso ufeti sejintwale matwenye Useboloke o, seboloke, sechabasa, Jesus, sichabasa, South Africa, South Africa, etibova non seyema. Sounds a call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, to our President of the United Democratic Movement, General Bantu Olomisa, the National Executive Committee members of the United Democratic Movement, the Provincial Executive Committee members here present, the leadership of the associate structures, UDM, UDM Youth Vanguard, UDESMO, the regional leaders here present, members of parliament, members of the provincial legislatures, our councillors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, molweni bantu be United Democratic Movement Makabane. Masicace ukuba sikwingcikela ye-political party apha sikopotsoyini. Ifuna ke nicule kube kanye phambi umongameli eze ngaphambili. Ikhona la ngomithi noyika ntoni na ningamagwala wekwesatulisa phambi. Atsho kamnandi, atsho kamnandi, atsho ndanga. Noyika ntoni na ndiniva ningamagwala atsho ndanga, atsho kamnandi. Wachoga mnandi Noika tolina Ninga makwala Wachoga mnandi Achondanga Bachoga mnandi. Bachoga mnandi.
Loyiga Antonina. Loyiga Antonina. Loyiga Antonina. Loyiga Zatubuli Sapa. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Chini ningama kwala. Ningama kwala. Ningama kwala. Zatubuli Sapa. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Chini ningama kwala. Ningama kwala. Ningama kwala. Ezatubuli zapam. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Chin wanuyigwe. 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 Ezatubuli zapam. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Wachogwa mnandi. Ezatubuli. Chini ningama kwala.
Amandla! Amandla! Viva UDM, viva! Phansi ngamasela, phansi! Phansi ngamatutu, phansi! Phansi ngamasela, phansi! Phansi ngabantu abathengilisa ilizwe kuba befuna amakhafu amagila neenhliziyo zenkukhu, phansi! Phansi ngamasela, phansi! Makabane le party le ingasoze ithengisa uMzantsi Afrika kuba izawufumana i-chicken chunks. Ngoku ndifuna unilungiselela ukuthi kuzawuza umongameli weparty uGeneral Olumisa azokwazi usadressa ethetha nathi about why in particular we're here, but more importantly to also give the party marching orders as we go towards the elections, because kudala silungiselela ukwenza elections ngoku kufuneka sibe nomqulu wethu ocacileyo esiwuseka ngokusesikweni sithi nazi ezethu izithembiso si-United Democratic Movement going to the elections. So ndifuna ukuthi ke Makabane xa sizawubiza, yes, aba bantu bakhupha amanzi phaa ngemva makhe banqumamise indlela benza ngayo kuba bazawuphazamisa ngoku xa umongameli ethetha, because into enzekayo into abantu phaa ngemva bayangcola. Makabane ngoku sizakubiza umongameli wombutho kuba earlier on beseni welcomeiwe ngu-National Deputy Chairperson uTata uFiltane kunye nesigqeba sephondo. Nizivile iinkokheli zephondo neenkokheli ze-associate structures zinikeza imiyalezo of support tule le ngxikela eThekwini namhlanje. So ngoku ke ndifuna to hand over to the president of the United Democratic Movement, umuntu esimaziyo ukuthi akekho corrupt njengoba abanye bentyumpantyumpeka nje kwizinto zorhwaphilizo. Thina siyakwazi ukuthi sibhamise intloko zethu phezulu xa sithetha futhi silala ubuthongo obuhlayo, because we know ukuthi kaloku thina kule party asityi imali yamntu. Instead silwela uMzantsi Afrika ukuthi imali yabantu ikwazi ukusetyenziselwa inkonzo. Ngoku ke Makabane ndifuna sikwazi ukuthi sizinzele kuba upresident bantu bonke Olumisa is going to address us shortly asixelele ukuthi usiphathele ntoni on behalf of the United Democratic Movement.
Aye, mandikhahlele msontsonto wasemaXhoseni. Nani kwanga limhlophe madoda uthi zadala kade bemkhwahlaza. Yes, wena rhorho. Awuthethe mntaka njengele nabantwana bakho. Mawuwe umbuso weyensi mawuwe. Mawuwe umbuso amaphulu mawuwe. Tata Lomisa tata. Manungibele kwethini kamkhele. Yaswala rhorho yasokwamquba. Wena bantu kusicima kaqalothi insizwa yasophethe kolahla. Into endlebe sitamtam ngathi ityumata. Into ethenathi impuno ngathi lithathe emansini kwethini. Kawutyatyatule thobele thuna. Erham. Eqeqeleli.
Phansi ngamasela, phansi. Sawucela ke ngokuba sithule. Into besoyenza apha kumamela imessage. Abantu abahambisa amanzi bahambise ngeorder bangadisrupt abanye abantu. The Deputy President of the United Democratic Movement, UDM National Deputy Chairperson, the UDM National Office Bearers, members of the NEC, the party's provincial leadership, Nelson Mandela, Executive Mayor, and the people of this metro who are our hosts, members and supporters of the UDM, fellow South Africans. Good day to you all, including those who are watching from home. Welcome to the unveiling of the United Democratic Movement's 2019 manifesto. As the UDM enters its third decade as a party, our message is clear. We are ready to lead and we are ready to govern. Our manifesto is available for all to read, but I want to highlight a number of salient points. This election is about trust. We have a president who pleads with you to trust him, and this despite his party. Why? Because he knows that his party, the ANC, is not worthy of your trust. We all know that damage it has done, be it to our economy, our safety, our education and health system, and so the list goes on. How can it be trusted when it stood meekly? How can it be trusted when it stood meekly by as Jacob Zuma and his cronies looted the state and stole your hard-earned taxes and deprived you of economic opportunities? We now know the cost of state capture. Billions of rands have been stolen and many state institutions and agencies have been weakened. As a direct result of state capture, for example, PRASA has been disabled. What that means is that the railway system is disrupted, notwithstanding the fact that billions of rands of taxpayers' hard-earned cash are used to rescue the ailing railway system. In practical terms, it is even harder for those who are lucky enough to have jobs to get to work on time. To cite another example, Eskom also is a victim of state capture. As we speak, we are unsure whether this rally will complete its business. There is the likelihood of being visited by an uninvited guest who brought darkness, and that is load shedding, Kamalake. Small businesses, which are the backbones of our economy, are most affected and cannot run their enterprises because of this uncertainty. This situation is diametrically opposed to what the ruling party has been telling South Africans. We were told that the change of leadership will bring efficiency. We were told that load shedding is a thing of the past and that the future is bright. Like PRASA, Eskom is no longer able to perform the public service it should. Eskom comes up with a new excuse from the already used one, such as the shortage of diesel and coal. Now we are told that the Hitachi and Chancellor House project, that is at Medupi and Kusile power stations, which they built are the reasons for this load shedding. As we all know, Chancellor House is the ANC's front company, and it is therefore prudent that the ruling party must take full responsibility of plunging South Africa into darkness. We all suffer as a result. This kind of institutionalized corruption must be exposed for what it is, without fear nor favor. So I ask you, how can South Africans trust the ANC? The reasons we now know more details about state capture thus far is because of the revelations at the Zondo Commission of Inquiry. Manbakuthi sithi kuni siyanamkela apha eBhayi. Samkele leadership ye-UDM kazwelonke kumaphondo. Sibulele nakumeya uTara Bobani owabhuqa umbuso apha ndingazi ukuthi unywe ngibanini. Olulonyulo lalonyaka iza kuba ngabathembana abantu esizawubavotela. Kwezi political parties mhlawumbi ezinhlanu ezinkulu apha eMzantsi Afrika. Kuphi umbutho esinowu-investa kuwo to make sure into yokokuba aba bebesitya imali ezikaRhulumente kakubi bathathelwa ingqalelo kangangoba abanye babo bafamba ngokuba sezikhotha. Ngoko ke sithi ke siyi-UDM olonyulo lizawuthi ligxininise kwimeko yokokuba uMzantsi Afrika ukhululeka njani koludaka ukulo. Namhlanje asikwazi kuhamba sihamba emnyameni. Nale ntetha yam ndiyibekayo apha ndazi noba ndayigqiba na ngenxa yokuba umbane ungahamba. Siyaxelelwa ke into yokokuba i-Chancellor House ANC company eyathatha ii-billions phaya kwa-Eskom kulaa project yakwaMedupi nayo ngoku iyabaleka kanti ibifama xa kuthiwa kuthathwa izigqibo zoba nispanisha nisihambise emnyameni kuthiwe i-ANC mayibuyise loo mali. Sithi i-ANC buyisani imali yakwa-Eskom lena ithathayo nawe iyitya masela. The Zondo Commission exists because the public protector recommended that it be appointed, and the courts agreed. The rule of law prevailed, despite the onslaught of Zuma and his party. We went to the Constitutional Court with 3 other opposition parties and succeeded in having the public protector's state capture report published. We can be proud of the role we played in protecting the rule of law in South Africa. The UDM's track record speaks for itself. To mention but a few, no one will question that the UDM has consistently betted on the wicket of anti-corruption and the promotion of the ethics of good governance. We have always called a spade, to the annoyance of many. We fought the immoral floor-crossing legislation, and were vindicated when it was eventually removed from the country's statute books. The UDM took the matter of irregular lease agreement of the Independent Electoral Commission's offices to the public protector, after which Advocate Pensin Tlakula was forced to resign. Post-2016 local government elections, the UDM was the catalyst in establishing coalition governments in several metropolitan municipalities. We coordinated the biggest march to the union buildings, which called for the former president to vacate his office. The UDM was at the lead when some opposition parties took the matter of the secret ballot on the no confidence motion in the former president to the Constitutional Court. We succeeded in forcing the Speaker of the National Assembly to pronounce on how the balloting would take place. Since 1999, the UDM has steadily campaigned to have party funding legislation put in place, which has recently been signed into law. Most recently, the UDM exposed alleged corruption at the Public Investment Corporation, PIC, amounting to billions of rands. We called for the Chief Executive Officer to pack his bags and leave, which has happened. We have further asked the President to institute a commission of inquiry, which he has done. Various communities will attest to the fact that the UDM has intervened on their behalf to have government at municipal, provincial, and national levels to attend to their service delivery complaints. This has been our mission since the Mandela, the Mbeki, the Ngamalala, Zuma, and now the Ramaphosa administration. We have further written numerous letters to government to intervene in the malfunctioning SITAs on behalf of the employees and needy pupils who are affected by the SITA's inefficiency and corruption. This is part of our proud track record of more than 20 years, that we are a party stands up for what is right and is not afraid to speak to the truth to power. We have defended the Constitution and we will continue to do so. President Ramaphosa may be a decent man, but he is just one man. It is said that people must vote for the ANC in order to allow President Ramaphosa to continue in office, but there is no guarantee that the ANC will allow him to do so. There is nothing to stop the ANC from deciding to remove him, just as they did, as they recalled Thabo Mbeki and replaced him with a person facing over 800 criminal charges. What an irony. Today we hear noises from the ANC that the past 9 years have been disastrous under President Zuma administration. Yet the current crew was the very one who said that he did nothing wrong. They even invented a slogan that read, "We have a good story to tell." I ask the question again, can we trust them? Given that the same organization was at pains to defend Zuma and was hell-bent on discrediting the public protector and the judiciary. Had it not been for the insistence of the opposition parties and some civil society organizations, Cyril Ramaphosa would not have occupied an office at the union buildings. We should not be lulled into thinking that the leopard has changed its spots. To prove that, it is the same organization who has asked Zuma to campaign for them and thus continue to undermine the rule of law. The voters of this country will not have their intelligence insulted and take a risk to trust them again. And bagothi sinehistory kunjani siyazidla ngayo, uyathanda uthandi. Sithi abaqala lento ukuthi urhulumente utya imali yabahlali. Namhlanje bayatyholana, no agrees yaba-agrees, apha uyabashukumisa udlala number 6. Abaleka bonke bawuvale emapalini. Abazi uba mabathini na. Therefore sinegugu ke ngezinto esithe sazenza. Niyakhumbula uba kwakuyi-UDM eyathi i-floor crossing legislation ipromota i-politics zokunyotywa ngemali. Niyakhumbula ukuba ikwa-UDM eyathi yaya kwi-court yawuthi abantu mababe nelungelo lovota secretly. Niyakhumbula ikwayile UDM eyathi hey apha kwa-IEC izinto azilunganga, wathi waqhawula uchairperson wakhona. Niyakhumbula i-UDM kutshanje yiyo evumbulule imali yabasebenzi bakarhulumente, amajoni, amapolisa, amanesi, itishala, omabhalane, ukuthi imali yabo ye-pensions yaphela kwa-PIC. As a result, uTata Cyril Ramaphosa ukwazile ukuthi athi makube khona inquiry. That is why the president did not even mention his party once during the State of the Nation. Imamele kakutetha yakhe. Kuba lokhu bazama ukufamekisa abantu bayeligama lithi ANC lingcolile. Ngokuba promote iligama Ramaphosa kuphela naye kangalimention nolimensiona uyakhumbula igama leparty yakhe pha kwi-State of the Nation. Usuke wenza isearch ukhangela uba yintoni imibangela bangayenzi lo. Asizuqhathwa ke apha kuthiwe nguye asivoteli ipresident, sivoteli imibutho. ANC limazile leli lizwe. Tyiwe imali apha. And ababambi kwamuntu akhona umsagqibela ngoku kwakuthiwa kubantu uJake Silebe. Kodwa ka ukhomperisha imali ezityiweyo, it's a drop in the ocean. But our electoral systems mean that you cannot have Ramaphosa without the ANC, which makes the UDM suggestion that the president of the country should be directly elected by voters as in other democracies. And so my message is this: South Africa is not the ANC. And these days, nor can it be said that the ANC is South Africa. It has lost touch with ordinary South Africans. It has lost its moral compass. It has betrayed its history. It has betrayed South Africa. The misuse of resources permeates both the public and private sectors. Where government is concerned, this mismanagement pervades all three tiers of government. When the UDM comes to power, one of the first things we shall invest in is professionalizing the civil service in order to deliver quality services. The appointment of DGs, Directors General, will be the sole responsibility of the Department of Public Service in consultation with the Presidency to avoid the current situation where ministers appoint their friends and thus perpetuate corruption. Another area in which we will invest is the training of the personnel of the bodies responsible for our security and safety in this country. That is the police, the intelligence, and the military. Their state of readiness must always be guaranteed so that they may execute their mandate. The people of this country deserve better, and they yearn for a better alternative. They deserve a party that will put them first. Allow me to talk about the thorny issues. First one being the economic needs of South Africa. South Africa has fast diminishing hopes of being able to respond to the triple threat of acute poverty, ever-rising unemployment, and deepening inequality. The UDM's manifesto puts the economic needs of the people at the center of its plan for government. South Africa needs an inspiring and shared economic vision of where we are going in the next 10 to 20 years. Looking back, the CODESA negotiations only focused on political freedom, and consequently, economic policy formulation has been left to the individual ministers to the detriment of the development of a comprehensive and coherent economic plan. This approach to policy formulation is not sustainable because as soon as changes occur in government, a new administration tends to disown previously adopted policies. Yet the same political party has sponsored those ever-changing policies. To compound matters, the tripartite alliance differences on the economy further confuses policies, with National Development Plan being the white elephant in the room. Although we do not out of hand discard the current administration economic summits, the UDM strongly believes that a similar exercise as the CODESA talks needs to take place, but this time in the form of economic endeavor. This forum should gather to address the backlogs and imbalances of the past and examine international precedents, such as the European Recovery Program of 1948, also known as the Marshall Plan. Closer home to home, Afrikaner government was deliberate in using state resources to successfully address Afrikaner poverty. Piecemeal conferences and summits will not do the job. It needs a concerted effort with all stakeholders gathered under one roof to hammer out South Africa's macroeconomic policy. Even the governing tripartite alliance have differed fundamentally from each other. These differences have raised tension at network level. This is one institution that needs to be completely overhauled, given that there are new strong unions in this country, such as SABC. South Africa's economic growth could be realized if we all work together and communicate one message to the would-be investors, both local and abroad. Let me now turn to the healthcare system. The quality of healthcare infrastructure and maintenance are often below standard. Hygiene at many clinics is at unacceptable levels and must be addressed immediately. It remains a sad fact that many South Africans must travel huge distances to the nearest clinic or hospital. Therefore, health infrastructure and services need to be provided closer to the poor. A UDM government will commit itself to health care that is linked to other social cluster portfolios, recognizing the role of social welfare, water and sanitation, basic life skills and awareness to improve the basic health of the nation. Allow me now to turn to education. One of the UDM's main priorities is to invest resources in schools where it is sorely needed. We can never advance as a nation if we do not educate our young. It is the most serious structural constraint that the economy faces today. Hence, a UDM government will prioritize the building, fixing, and upgrading of school infrastructure. A UDM government will also make additional funding available to ensure that every school has the required learning materials and resources, and ensure that it is delivered on time. There are major discrepancies at state schools when one talks resources spending and infrastructure. Some have the necessary tools to fulfill their obligations to our children, and others lack even bare necessities. President Ramaphosa announced that advanced technology would be used to enhance teaching, and we welcome this. But one cannot imagine a situation where a child works with a tablet at a math school who has no electricity to even charge the battery of that tablet. We will establish a permanent commission on education whose primary responsibilities will be to establish and build upon basic education policy pillars, as well as ensuring that there is stability in the curriculum to give our learners the best opportunity to succeed in their studies. The UDM will reopen teaching training colleges and impose national standards of teachers and ensure that they have the necessary resources to provide the highest level of professionalism possible. School inspectors will be brought back to deal with erratic attendance by pupils, teacher laziness, and to ensure that the administration tasks are attended to. Allow me now to turn to safety and security. The safety and security of our country and her people leave much to be desired. The criminal justice system has collapsed. When we hear about the information revealed in, for instance, the Zondo Commission, one wonders if our security bodies are fast asleep as this happened under their watch. Under a UDM government, it will take steps to professionalize the criminal justice system. We will also lobby SADC countries to seriously consider establishing an apparatus to respond to cross-border crime and terrorism, as well as the gathering of intelligence. Let's now turn to the public transport. There is an over-reliance coupled with lack of maintenance of our road infrastructure, which has led to its rapid decay. A UDM government will return the units which used to maintain our roads, and not solely to rely on current tender system that poorly pays EPW employees. A UDM government will further explore the possibility of having an intercity high-speed rail put in place, which could present the nation with the following advantages. One, the reduction of accidents and fatalities on our roads. Greater access to specialized services, e.g. courts, legislature, hospitals, healthcare specialists, universities, etc., etc. Roads that are taxed less by heavy vehicles that damage road surfaces, which in turn cost a lot of money to maintain. The reduced dependence on road transport will have the spin-off of speeding up our economy. Such a profound transformation of our public transport system would be possible via the refurbishment and adaptation of existing railway lines and building additional capacity where it is needed. UDM would like to propose to address you on specific proposals. Our manifesto is comprehensive and covers other areas that are important for a dignified and prosperous life. But I want to focus on a few areas where we offer distinctive approaches. Job creation. The unemployment crisis in South Africa has many causes that underscore the need for a comprehensive strategy. As one solution, a UDM government will launch a massive initiative focusing on job creation through infrastructure maintenance and development. There is a big chunk of unskilled labor which could be absorbed in working in such programs. They could, for instance, work on the upkeep of government buildings, construction and maintenance of dams and cleaning silted rivers. They could also be tasked to play a meaningful role in restoring ecosystems and biodiversity by fencing off land for agrarian and grazing purposes. Others could be skilled to take care of waste management. The UDM also believes that for the development of South African and African economies, it makes sense to gradually cease the mass export of raw materials so that jobs are created locally through homegrown processing and manufacturing. There must be a paradigm shift, though, in the way that we think of job creation and focus on the empowerment of our youth to be wealth creators, future employers, manufacturers, and business owners. In order to achieve this, the UDM will do the following. But phambi koba ke ndingene kulo mcimbi kuthiwa kho misebenzi. Ingxaki kukho abantu abangazange bawubona kwa umnyango wesikolo. Kukho abantu abangakwazanga upasa o-10. Abo bantu abo kunzima mpela kubo bazawuqesheka kanjani. I-UDM ke ngoku ithi urhulumente wangaphambili wafaka i-Marshall Plan ezama ukulungiselela amabhulu ayehluphekile. Urhulumente base-Europe beze neyabo i-Marshall Plan bancedisa emva kwemfazwe ze-Second World War. Wafaka izimali ngoku bangosomashishini. Apha i-25 years yonke iphelile. Si-expectwa into yoba siyi-53 million black South Africans. Masityhuwishe siyocela umsebenzi kwinkampani abamhlophe abayi-3 million ipopulation yabo. Ngeke siyiqhube thina kwa-UDM loo nto sithi ngoku abo bangayanga esikolweni, urhulumente makakabuyisele uhlaza kweli lizwe, abiyele amasimi, abiyele indawo ekuhlala kuzo abantu, okugqibela abanye balime baphangele imilambo yethu igcwele isanti kanti bekunokuqeshwa abantu kuvulwe ezandawo kwakuthiwa zizisiziba kudala ukanti ezilokishini ezidolophini nalapha eBhayi zonke nokusuke kweyiphi idolophu ziyafana kugcwele inkukuma babe sinothatha le waste management siyisebenzise siyenze kakuhle si-create more jobs mhlawumbe kuthiwe kuleni ward sifuna abantu babe-10 bafomishe ikhampani yabo bazawunikeza ibhizinesi yokuklina le ndawo every day then ii-trucks zikamasipala ziye kuphelela only ezidolophini zizokwazi ukungena nalapha emikhukhwini zingene nalapha kwii-townships ngahamba ubheke eSoweto uzawufika idolophi kuclean Sandton kuclean even apha eBhayi kuclean kwi-main street but phuma ungene ezilokishini therefore kuyafuneka ke siyilumkele le nto but ndifuna ukwenza ilima namhlanje ndithi kumeya nekomiti yakhe ecoalition apha eBhayi make senzeni umzekelo apha eBhayi sicele ezi packaging companies nezi company chain stores or Shoprite and others. Thank you now ngibulela ngoba ndiyana-advertise ndibiza igama leni ke kudityanwe apha eBhayi nee-construction companies ke kuzanywe ugutyulwa ukungcola okulapha ezilokishini nasemikhukhwini loo nto leyo uba ngabani ngayi singake sicele sithi sitargeta into yoba come 27 ka-April kulo nyaka make senzeni umzekelo ukuthi singayigutyula njani but kufuneka we need to inculcate a culture of ownership. It's not going to be a one-way traffic. Ayingomasipala odampileyo ezikoneni ikwasithi abadampileyo therefore kuzawuquka wonke umuntu le exercise sikline lo mini siyiqokelele phaa zifike ii-trucks bafike nogandaganda bayisuke bayilayishe yofakwa khona then mntakabobani nina ngonizawungena okokuqala nilawula ibudget yenu kulapho ke ngonifama nithenge izinto nithenge imatshini zothi nee-trucks nithi make sure bezo trucks ezo ziyangena ezilokishini zikline ukungcola ezi flowers zidecoratileyo apha we have to ask i-trade and industry department ukuthi Department of Environment ezi plastic bags zigcwele apha eSouth Africa ingaba ziyilayini nane policy yase-South Africa because le nto ye-importation yezinto ezisuka ngaphandle uimportwe ne-plastic bag le nezikhonkwane uxa ubethela nezikhonkwane bongasigwaba nangesandla sekwenzeke ntoni maqabane yintoni leni isibulala ilizwe lethu kangaka phansi ngamasela phansi. In order to achieve this, the UDM will do the following: establish a distinct national fund to assist frustrated entrepreneurs in getting the basic tools to start their business. I'm referring to small business and the youth. Invest in sector-based planning and implementation, including the creation of sector-specific banks to provide financial assistance to historically disadvantaged groups and individuals. Such sector banks could assist the youth to start their own businesses. For instance, in the textile, IT, tourism, hospitality, agricultural industries. Nindivekabuhle. Sinabantwana apha abaneskill ngoku abafundileyo abanedika abahleli ngasebuhlanti bahleli ezilokishini. Uba ngaba ngoku besinoqala le national fund iqalwe si-state ne-private sector isijoyini. Sinako ngokuthi nina instead kuye kwa-Standard Bank uyofuna i-loan kuthiwe ikhona i-fund ecreatiweyo by the state apho uzawubuyisa uba kukho i-need ubuyise i-interest but at a lower rate between 2 and 4%. Ndenza umzekelo ukwenzela uba si-investe kwaba bantwana bethu ibe ngabo abazawuba ngoosomashishini kusasa. Andidibani nale nto besityhuwishile siyocela umsebenzi ebantwini abangasihloniphiyo nabanganaxesha lethu nabasakhalazela into abasuswe elawulweni ngenkani. Billions of rands are wasted on sitters whilst they could be transformed into such sector banks, remove the bottlenecks on the registration of companies by introducing an online application system to expedite registration, identify markets for small firms through promoting domestic and foreign connections to adequately address both supply and demand, embark on massive training program of entrepreneurs to build and manage their companies, identify loan and capital resources, as well as facilitate loans and investment in community businesses, devote more resources to promote buying South African as a tool to stimulate local wealth generation and job creation. Land issue. We support land reform and land redistribution. It is vital for our agrarian and rural economies, but also vital for restoring the dignity of our people, recognizing the injustices of the past. But the issue is complex and must be understood as such. There are no easy answers, and we must work to find consensus on a solution to benefit the landless. So we need to build a strong, resilient consensus about how to tackle it. In the proposed amendment of the Constitution, government could be empowered so that it may expropriate land without compensation, but subject to the development of comprehensive legislation. Such legislation must answer the following questions. Who exactly will be affected and how? How does food security and economic stability impact implementation? That is, does it prevent expropriation in specific circumstances, and what those would be? How will government handle rapid urbanization and the ever-increasing need to make land available in cities which denudes rural communities and local economies? How will traditional leaders and rural communities be affected? How will entities such as traditional trusts be impacted? What will be the effect on the land tenure system, particularly in rural areas? What would be the position on the sale of, in Maine, urban and land to foreigners? How will the issuing of title deeds be sped up so that entrepreneurs may use them as collateral to secure capital to startups? Sustainable development, let's talk about now the environment. Protecting the environment and our national resources are often placed on the back burner since the consequences of abuse are not immediately appreciable. People find an issue such as depletion of ozone layer and an absent concept that does not directly affect them. Many South Africans do not concern themselves with the environment because of the notion that it's someone else's problem, and therefore do not take responsibility for their own actions. Climate change got just one mega line in the President Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address. That is a serious abrogation of responsibility. A UDM government will not make this mistake. It will take responsibility. It will join the dots between the climate change and environmental degradation to poverty and human development and economic policy. For development to be both just and sustainable, it must recognize the interconnectedness of the environment, social and economic dimension of the crisis we face today. High levels of poverty contribute to the damage of our environment. For example, we need to stay warm in the winter. In the winter is a primary goal for rural and township communities, while the negative impact of wood collection on the environment may not be understood. A UDM government will implement a Marshall Plan to save our natural heritage that shall identify, build and reward individuals, institutions and community-based organizations to rescue and conserve our environment. We will introduce green battalions to counter, amongst others, soil erosion, overgrazing, deforestation, and to also protect biodiversity, especially in rural South Africa. This country has failed dismally to manage waste. It is worse in the townships, informal settlement, towns, and rural areas. South Africa is a tourism mecca in her own right, and something must be done to address waste management. Under a government, UDM government, conservation and socio-economic development shall be linked by allowing communities to have sustainable access to the life-supporting and income-earning potential of nature reserves and conservation areas. The UDM believes that through the implementation of biodiversity programs, thousands of jobs can be created, because we believe that it is possible to generate jobs and business opportunities while being environmentally responsible. We will implement tax incentives to encourage the private sector to invest in the development of technologies for conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity programs. We offer a realistic and well-visionary alternative approach to our sustainable development challenge. Hence, the UDM government will also roll out an information campaign to teach the uninformed of the impact of their actions on the environment and why it matters to their future prosperity as individuals and as communities. What is noticeable is in all the towns and cities is that you hardly see trucks collecting garbage. Residents just find empty space to dump their waste. A UDM government will embark on a countrywide cleanup campaign. We will provide the necessary tools to keep our country clean and in the process create jobs as well as opportunities for small business to flourish. We will consolidate the massive number of environmental laws and regulations into concise and effective law. UDM position on coalition government. I also want to touch on the issue of possible coalition governments after this year's elections. If it should deliver no outright winner, as forecast by political analysts, the question of coalitions arises. In this regard, the UDM is of the view that any coalition government should be regulated so that the principles of serving the people are not suppressed by wanton political intimidation and playing the numbers game that typifies the present local government dispensation. Hence, it is important that coalition partners iron out their relationship directly after elections and publish their compacts so that voters clearly understand how that coalition will work and to have a set of standards to measure any coalition government's performance. Now, ndifuna ke uya kule ndaba yokusebenzisana kohulumende we-coalition. Lala phezulu umsebenzi. Ndike ndeva phaa eParliament oSirele abasebenzisabelana ngezikhundla phaya no leader be-DA no leader we-EFF uJuju athi hayi uba ube yi-president ndawuculela. Mna ke ubaze njengoba bedla ngosifowunela kuqala xa benengxaki sebeyazi kule game okokuba uba ngaba bafuna i-UDM ibe yiphathi ye-coalition. Nazi conditions. Zezi conditions ndizibeke apha kule manifesto. Uba sawuthi make sure uba ziyo-implementwa. But asingaba abantu bazawuthi hayi samkela nje ububu asibe yi-minister sibe yi-portfolio. Njengoba bezawukhompithela ubu-president nje, thina ze basinike phaa kulaa office apho kuhlala khona phaa e-East Wing apho kuhlala khona UDD. Ninike zi-UDM ke leyo sideputizele lo uyawina ngezo nani zingaphelelanga. But thina sibe phi sithathe phaa sibe phaa si-occupy la position ye-deputy presidency. Ukhangela uba ngeke siwabambe nala masela. Enye yezinto esiyicelayo kwinkonzo, siyacela abantu benkonzo nisiyekelele. Ngexesha bendisebenza nenkonzo ngexesha le-apartheid, sasisebenza kakuhle sidilize urhulumente simtyhola uba utya imali zabantu kakuhle. But ngoku ndiyafumanisa uba ezinye icawe ziyekile loo nto. Instead ngoku zimanipuleyithwa kufumanisa uba zicapturishwe ngurhulumente. Kanti ngoku bekufama ke nivele nibe yi-voice of reason, ni-occupy ispace sokupromota immorality yale Mzantsi Afrika. I-moral compass yethu is pointing south, and andiboni ukuthi iyawujikwa zi-political parties kuphela biphinde inyuke, other than balube khona ilizwe elisuke ezicaweni. Sanuvumela ke ngoku uba nisetyenziswe zi-political parties, nenze umsebenzi omdaka wezo-political parties. Benifamba ngoku aniyekanga ngelaa xesha beningena sithi umsholozi makahambe. Ngoku nifamba nijoyine i-UDM niyincedise kwi-call yokuthi makuklinwe i-administration nezinye ii-parties. But nithule simane sinibona nikwezi nivula ningochaplain nivula intlanganiso zala masela nixakwa le nto iyaphi kanye kanye. Naw maqabane ke kuphetheni. Siyanibulela ngokuthi niphumile neza apha siyaxolisa i-KZN iyawufika sesigqibile. Bebesadlule eQueenstown enantsikeni ngoko eKing Williamstown. But I hope uba uyifumana i-message. Sibulela ke i-leaders ze-provinces ezingaba ziye zakwazi ukuza apha uba ngaba besinazo indlela ne-means mhlawumbi ke noko ngesonelisile songeza ibhasi ezininzi. But ke niyayazi uba i-UDM noko ayithathi ntweni. But namhlanje sibulela uba i-message yethu isiwe kubantu base-South Africa. Phumani ke ngoku nihambe niyosasaza le manifesto ye-UDM. UDM leyo ethi sibeka indaba yemisebenzi phambili. Kodwa sibiksi nje ukuthi imisebenzi siyacacisa uba abantu bafama baqeshwe njani. Siyabacacisela nabantu abangayanga esikolweni uba banelungelo loba mabaqeshwe. Siyayicacisa nento yoba abantwana bethu abafundileyo banaso iskill into enango bafuna i-startup capital. Therefore masiphumeni siye ngendlu yethu sonke siyocampaigna sixelela ama-South Africa uba liphelile ixesha uba sikufake amaqanda ethu ebhaskithini enye. Kufuneka siwabe kakuhle sidiniwe ngohlohle zabo. Phantsi kamasela phantsi.
Amandla! Amandla! Viva UDM, viva! Viva bantu bonke Holomesa, viva! Makabane sizawucela beke kwathiwa uSitshaba funeka aphinde asijavise ngithe usibili president alithi. One last time. Abantu abatsha, before I thank the president, abantu abatsha funeka bayazi ukuthi entertainment ayizuphela ngosesivale the official program. Izawuza imihlinzo. Izawufika sendiqalile uhlinza nami ngokuthi sanuvotela amasela. President, thank you very much for giving us the marching orders as we go towards the elections on behalf of Mbuto. Abantu abayinginginya abahleli kule ndawo bafanele bayiqonde ukuthi ngoku akukho excuse maqabane. Sifanele uba siyayazi uba yintoni efanele siyoyithetha nabantu sithi UDM imele ntoni ibaphathele ntoni. U-Green Battalions lona undikhumbuza ngoku ndandisandofika embuthweni ndingayazi noba i-Green Battalion yintoni. Kwakufuneka ndifundisiwe ndi-workshop i-Green Battalion yintoni ngoba hey ndibuxakwa kodwa ke ngoku ithetha ukuthi funeka siyazi ukuthi ilanguage yethu. Izatata izamhlekazi uzosikulela khawunifakele ngoma yenu sizokwazi ujayiva kube kanye. Siyabulela mongameli, thank you very much. Kuthiwa ke yabona bayavelana ophu bethuse hlekazi zangaphambili. Kuya kangena umongameli bayavelana bethusile izamhlekazi. Kodwa phinde ubuye tata.
Yes.
Uba bengikwazi ukucula bendayicula nawo kwami lithi Zundi 12. All right, after the president, what will happen is that sizawubiza ke ngoku shortly, but before the item ye-entertainment sizawubiza utata uBongani Msomi ukuze azokwazi usibulelela le nginginya, but after sirenderishe 1 or 2 items. Makabane into emasikonde inye into ba sinikiwe isamari yezona zinto ze-UDM ebalasele ngayo over the past not only 5 years but ever since UDM was established in 1997. The message esifanele siye nayo as we busy campaigner is to build on the strengths rather than the successes of the party, but abantu siphinde sibazise ukuthi zindoni ezi sizenzayo.
Well, you've just been watching the election manifesto launch of the United Democratic Movement, the UDM, at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, and the UDM leader Bantu Holomisa, who spelled out some of the plans that the party has for in the upcoming elections. One of the things that he spoke about was placing the economic needs of the country at the center, and looking at an economic plan for the next 10 years. He also was very critical of the ruling party. He says the ANC caused a lot of damage to the economic and health systems of the country, with billions of rands being stolen during the state capture. He also listed some of the UDM's achievements, including the call for former President Jacob Zuma to step down.
Well, an introduced speech by the President Bantu Holomisa highlighted practical ways on how they're going to solve the many problems faced by South Africa. When it comes to job creation, he spoke about the practical ways that citizens can clean up waste in their area, saying that companies within the township can form small corporations. They can then form groups and start cleaning up the waste, saying that we need a more skill-based organization where young people are given skills in agriculture, in construction as well. But also in the forefront of the speech, highlighting the extent that corruption has had in messing the economy. But let's speak upon Alex about the speech. We can't shy away from the first thing he did was exposing corruption in the ANC and also the country as well.
So for me, I think this was a party that has told itself that it's very realistic about what its expectations are from the elections. They are clarifying what role they are playing in the political system in South Africa, and it did very well in doing that. That they are about enforcing the rule of law, and he's come up with track record in terms of how they've done that. And I think for me, he was deliberate in his mind about how that distinguishes the UDM from political parties that can muster a huge number of people to stage a protest, for example. So I think I quite liked how they are distinctly showing how they are different as a party in terms of focusing on rule of law. Everything else, save for the message about conservation, is what we would call in business strategy industry standard. So, and there's nothing wrong as far as business strategy is concerned to say we master one thing and we maintain industry standard on everything else. I think this is what that message was. On the economy, it's just industry standard, because really, even though he framed those things that he was mentioning around youth, around agriculture, all of them, even though he framed them as unique, they are what's been the consensus in the country in terms of what needs to be done.
Something that also stood out for me was the fact that you're saying that citizens, when it comes in terms of job creation, saying that communities can form groups and they can form organizations and businesses to pick up the waste. Something standing out saying that we have to be masters of our own destiny, saying that we have to be the ones that are responsible for cleaning the waste in our cities and in our towns. Something that's actually different from other manifestos as well.
That was very great. It is government policy, but it was great from an emphasis point of view. The need for especially around waste management, because this is a big issue in major metropolitan municipalities, and it was quite right. So communities themselves are the ones who dump waste. So there does need to be a collective approach, and I think it's right there's been some examples in city of Joburg and also here in Nelson Mandela Bay before, where there were opportunities for employment created around waste management and clamping down on illegal dumping. So it was a great message. It was refreshing. But again, as I'm saying, around these other things, they are really what may be accepted as industry standard, because they're even, for example, around what he's saying around a fund for small business. You have National National Empowerment Fund. You have SEFA, Small Enterprise Finance Agency. You have got the IDC. You've got the Small Business Development Agency. The key for me, and I thought he was going to speak to this, is how you access that finance. Because currently, South African banks or the South African development finance institutions operate like we're in a first world country where people had always been allowed to own property. So, for example, if his appeal was for relaxed requirements for young people to access business finance, I could have agreed with that. But we don't need another national fund. We've got all the national funds. They just need to change the culture of allocating funds away from the politically connected when they don't have businesses that are viable, and also away from the stringent requirements for collateral, which most young people are not going to have. I mean, if black people could only own property in South Africa from the 80s, the chances are most assets are encumbered, and banks and development finance agencies want unencumbered assets. So for me, that's where the frontier, or that's where opportunity exists to innovate around how business finance is made to be more accessible.
Well, that was an analyst, Ongawan Timka, saying that nothing really new in terms of how funding is allocated to business, saying that there's no need for more funding, but more information on how to access that funding. So the president not really focusing on how small businesses can access that funding. But my colleague Jade Lee is in the audience as well. To find out from people, now that the president's spoken, what do they feel about the president's speech? Just over to you, Jade.
Well, Arata, I think there's a lot of realistic approaches to the manifesto and also the ideas and ideologies that came up. But I also think that many on the ground have taken heed and were listening to Holamisa's speech, and they, just off air chatting to some of them. The ideas that he has for the manifesto and leading into the elections are true, and they're saying they're going to stand by the party leader in trying to adopt that. I just want to chat to some of them so they can give us a sense of what they took from that manifesto. So if I can just chat to you, what are some of the pertinent issues that Holamisa highlighted for you that really stood out?
Yeah, what I'm going to say, our president has touched so many bases, according to the Zondo Commission. You see, what I like about Mr. Holomisa, is too much clear about UDM. First of all, no one has been nominated to go and testify from Pusas or whatever, so things. You see, ever since UDM was being formed, never in corruptions or wrongdoings was any member of UDM of so wrongdoings. And I've said before, their program of action is quite clear. he touches basis of education, service delivery. You see, and how are they going to tackle the corruption which is troubling South Africa? And also the problem, what we are facing now, our youth doesn't have a jobs. You understand? We're getting our youth doing so many things, wrongfully things on the streets, but our current, what we call is doing nothing about that thing. You understand? And also, the problem, what we are facing is the criteria when they employ our youth. They say they want what you call experience. How are you going to get experience? You understand?
Okay, let's just move on to someone else. I think what I took from the manifesto was the economic endowment that he wants to establish. So what did you think of the manifesto, and what are some of the ideas that came out of that manifesto that really stood with you or that you took from?
First and foremost, the manifesto is speaking to the people of South Africa today. It's high time now people, when they vote, they must vote with their minds, not with their hearts. Because UDM is here to change South Africa. It is so unfortunate that people are still voting for the same government who continues to fail them. There are many things that we can count, but the hope of South Africa is here today is UDM.
Okay, and then let's try this ma'am over here. Ma'am, if I can just come over towards you. What are some of the pertinent issues that President of the UDM, Bantu Holomisa, has highlighted, and what have you taken from his manifesto today?
Into endiqapheleyo mna nekutata uthetha kakhulu ngabantu basezilalini. Uthetha kukho abantu abangaphangeliyo phana, namasimi afuneka elinyiwe, abantu bazotrain. Kukho abantu abapasa u-10 njengathi abakwazi ukungena because kufuna experience le thina singenayo eqonce. So ngaske kwafuna yona because sipasa u-10 bethu sahlala phansi, so ngaske ngoku sithi sihlele apha elalini sesibusy training noba yokulima noba yefeme ezithile into nje ezikhoyo ezilalini.
Of course, ma'am. So you see there, Lerato, everyone on the ground having their different views and opinions about the president of the UDM, Bantu Holomisa's manifesto. But I think the general sense of this is that they want, the president to fight against that corruption. And some of the things that he's highlighted in his manifesto, such as the economic endaba, that for many of the people here really, really stood out. I'm going to try one more person here just to get their voices, and then I'm going to hand over to my colleague Lerato. If I can just grab this ma'am over here. So it seems some people are a bit afraid to speak. Mama, would you like to speak to me? Mama, what are some of the issues in your community that the President Bantu Holomisa has highlighted out from that manifesto, and what stood out for you, Mama?
Ndithande laa ndawo yamhlaba ukuthi abantu balime kuba apho kukho ukulima agriculture sikhule ngeagriculture indlala ayikho kukho imali kwiagriculture kukho ukuhlutha kweagriculture sibe nengqondo eziphilileyo sesilambe over eSouth Africa imali iphelela kubantu abaphezulu asifumani bekuthe sawufumana ipay sina 55 ngoku ndikrobe kwi-60 andikayitholi ipay. Yayibona siyasokola siyalamba uhlutha abantu abafiyu apha eSouth Africa ngokungcono nathi babe nosibonelelo apha ezantsi ke sirhole 55 upwards akusekho umuntu unosebenza na 55 siku all age ngosibadala sibangaka nje. UDM lena iyawusinceda njeme sawuthi sivotele yona ngoba kutshintsho enkosi.
Of course, Mama. So there we have it, both the young and the old really saying that, the UDM is the party that really can bring something to the table. And they're also saying that they are going to vote for the UDM come the 8th of May elections. Lerato, are you ready for us? Can we go to you?
Sure. Okay, sure. I'll do them back to back, yeah. Okay, sure. The speech, ne?